Hey guys, this is not something I normally do, but this hit really close to me on a personal level, and I just couldn't resist. I gotta talk about it. The next Haslab is gonna be Omega Prime, which I did a review of the original Omega Prime a while back. I think it was a couple years ago, but that was my favorite figure growing up, and I am so excited to hear about that figure. So let's go ahead and talk about it now. So here we have the first part of this, which is we're going to talk about Optimus Prime first. Obviously based on the original RID Optimus Primer, Fire Convoy as he was known in Japan. And this one does look he's a lot better proportioned than the original. For one, his fists actually come all the way out rather than being covered by the arm gauntlets, which was a big issue with the original toy. I guess not a big issue, but it wasn't really show accurate. You can kind of see that he has better proportions for sure. Like the legs look a lot better. He's got actual better articulation. I don't think the hands can open, which I wish they could because of the pose he does during a transformation sequence, but that's okay. But he does look really cool. It looks like the transformation to be a little more involved, like with the chest. I mean, maybe it's just me. The chest looks like it might be able to open, which is weird. And I don't think he has the electronics anymore. But, it's okay. He still looks really cool. And apparently he's going to be 8.5 inches tall. So this figure right here is a current leader class size, which is great. And I hope it's an indication of what we got coming to look forward to. So, so far, this looks really cool to me. And now we're going to take a look at the vehicle mode. As you can see, the vehicle mode looks a lot like the original. Which is great. I love how he has the C001 license plate on the front. He still has the Japanese lettering on the side. It looks like now they redesigned the ladder a little bit to fit Titan Masters, which I think is a little weird, but I guess Cerebros was an RID, so that's fine. You can still see his Superboat head back there, and he looks a little less boxy and more rounded, at least more pointy in the front. He looks more filled out. He doesn't look as flat. He has more character, which is cool. I don't think he has the firing missiles anymore. I think they said they removed that, but the missiles are still there, but they fit like blast effects now instead, which is fine. As a 32-year-old man, I don't need firing missiles. You know what I mean? But the vehicle mode, I think, looks really cool. The only thing that I can really see is maybe I would like a door for a human to sit in, but as far as we know, he doesn't come with Koji or anything, so not the end of the world, but I just think it looks really nice. I am glad they kept this feature, though, where he can put the Superboat's feet on his shoulders as missile launchers. That's actually a really, really fun thing. And you can actually see his gun they can store on the back now, which you couldn't see in the last picture. And also in this picture, you can see he has heels, which the original toy did not have, so he's gonna have a lot more stability, which I know they said a big priority in this set was stability, which we'll talk more about that when we get to Omega Prime, but this looks really cool. This is a feature I'm probably not going to use much, but it's cool they kept it in, and it's different because the original toy, the feet pointed down for the missile launchers, and here the feet are pointing up, so I don't know why that changed. It doesn't really affect much of anything, but it's a design choice, and all right. And now we've got to, of course, talk about the base mode, which is already Prime's base mode. I mean, it's really just a mess of parts. As you can see, super hands there, head there, big ladder there. I don't really remember him using this all that much in the show. I remember at one time when he was healing after taking quite a bit of damage. I think from Ultra Magnus. it's neat that it's there. I'm probably not going to use it much outside of the inevitable review I do for this set, but it's a thing. It's a thing you can do. And now, of course, we've got Super Mode, or the show called it Battle Mode for some reason. It's Super Mode. And this is where Optimus shines. Always has been where he shined. He just looks really cool. He looks like a firefighter, because that's what he is. But he's big. I think he, in this mode, is going to be as big as Victory Saber, and we'll have a shot a shot of size comparisons later, but yeah, he's big. It's different though because the ladder is now rather than off to the side, it's behind his head. So I don't know if he could still fold the cannon up over to use the Blizzard Storm attack or Freezer Storm. I can't remember what it was called. I think it's Blizzard Storm. So we'll see. I know he still has the Energon Matrix under the Autobot symbol, so that'll be cool to see. And looks like he's gonna, have standard more articulation. He's gonna be a really, really, really chunky boy, and I am here for it because this guy looks really, really cool. And now we move on to the next part of the set, which is Ultra Magnus. I really hope, and it looks like they're going this direction, is that he is more of his own figure rather than just a power-up kit. Because the original Ultra Magnus toy really was made to combine with Optimus, and it really showed. Whereas this guy, I hope they put more effort into it to make it more of its own character. We'll see, but it does look like his legs are a bit more filled out than the original, which is great. The wingspan looks like it goes a little bit farther. His hands are still a little on the small side for my taste. But it's fine. Ultra Magnus is always the weaker of the two. But it looks like he doesn't have those... Oh, no, wait, I still see the connection ports for the gun. We'll talk about the gun later, but he still looks like RID Magnus. His legs do look like they're more proportioned now. Because the original RID toy was all leg. He was all leg. And it really showed that figure was just made to become Omega Prime, so... Hopefully this time around, they make him his own figure. We'll see. Hopefully they go that direction, and I'm hoping they do. And now let's talk about Ultra Magnus' vehicle mode, which looks like Ultra Magnus' vehicle mode. This mode looks awesome, actually. They really got this one down really cool. It looks like he can still fit a couple deluxes in him. So with Sideburn coming out, he'll be able to fit in here, and hopefully make Export and Prowl to go in here too. We'll see. But I know they said he can fit 3 deluxes, so definitely Sideburn. And then whoever else you want. Hopefully they do Export and Prowl. I think that'd be really cool if they did. Ain't no reason not to. I may go into, at the end of this video, who else I'd want to see from RID and who I hope the next Haslab is. We'll see. But just talk about this one for a second. I think Ultra Magnus looks cool. I don't think he's going to be as good solo as Optimus is, but I do think he's going to be quite a solid figure, and probably the best Ultra Magnus we've had. Even though the Commander 86 was really good, this guy might end up beating him. We'll see. Now we'll go on to what I was not expecting. Blue Bolt. I was not expecting to turn Ultra Magnus' gun into a weaponizer. But they did it, and I actually really like it. I love how he looks. He just looks like a big goofball. He looks like he's got these big huggable arms. Well, they're a missile launcher Gatling has, but I just want to give this guy a hug. It's such a neat idea, and they turn what was essentially just an overcomplicated electronic weapons package. The weapon had no electronics, but you get what I'm saying, into a character in and of itself. And I really like that concept. It gives the figure more functionality. And it just makes Blue Bolt this little dude. I think he's a deluxe size character, so he's gonna fit in with deluxe, even though I'll probably never keep him in this mode. I'll probably keep him as dual cannons on Omega Prime. But I find the idea of making just a little weaponizer guy is really fun, and I'm glad they pitched it. And then, of course, we have Ultra Magnus' weapon, and they don't show all of the modes, so you don't see the missile launcher, the Gatling gun. All you see is double barrel that will go on Omega Prime's shoulders. So I can't comment too much on this, other than it looks like it doesn't have the white missiles anymore. That's really all I got. Yeah, there's really not too much to say about this piece, other than it's Omega Prime shoulder cannons. It's the best I got for you. But now let's get into some sizes, and if you're a fan of the original toy, this might come as a shock to you. Blue Bolt's kind of irrelevant here because he's deluxe, right? He wasn't in the original toy, so it doesn't matter. The original toys, Ultra Magnus was actually taller than Optimus. Here, it's the other way around. Optimus is taller than Ultra Magnus by half an inch, or like 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch. So he's a decent bit bigger, which I think is more show accurate. I think Superboy Prime was taller than Ultra Magnus. So yeah, these are going to be big boys, very big boys, and I'm here for it. Let's go. Sorry, I'm really excited for this set. All right, now it's time to combine because of course it is. Now they do still do the whole hand holding thing, which I do think is really neat. But that does lead us into our boy Omega Prime, and Omega Prime looks so good. This this is gonna be my this is definitely gonna be my highlight figure on my display. For sure. This guy is just gonna have such a shelf presence, and I have seen some people complain about the the horns. That is actually show accurate. They are actually pointing back like that. So that is actually how he looks in the show. I'm sure you can move them up if you want to, but that is actually how they are supposed to look. And you can see here, he does look a lot more stable than the original just by looking at it, because the top piece looks a lot less bulky, so it doesn't look like he's gonna fall down by having him in any pose other than standing flat. Um, he clearly is going to be a more articulate figure, and I think they showed that Ultra Magnus's arms are going to fold in and connect to Optimus's back to make it more stable. So this guy is going to be rock solid. And oh my god, I'm ready for it. Now, something I've heard rumor about is that Omega Prime doesn't have actual eyes, and that this may just be a helmet for Optimus's head. I can't confirm that. I haven't seen that. That's not how it is supposed to work. And I don't think that is how it's going to work. I still think it's going to be just Omega Prime's head is in Ultra Magnus' chest and just flips out like it's supposed to. I don't think it's going to be a helmet for Optimus. We'll see. But yeah, this is the mode I'm very clearly looking forward to the most. I think everybody is looking forward to this mode the most. We'll see how this ends up playing out, but this mode, oh man, he looks so freaking good. And part of me hopes there's a way to attach the super mode pieces to him. I know it wouldn't be show accurate, but it'd be a thing to do with him. So that's neat. Something I forgot to mention too is while I'm here now, I'm remembering Blue Bolt, since he is a weaponizer, can break apart and store Ultra Magnus' legs. So Ultra Magnus' legs will be a lot less hollow if you want to do that, which is really cool. The fact they thought of all this is great. But back to Omega Prime. He's gonna be so good. And I don't think we're ready. I don't think we're ready for how good this figure is gonna be, but I am ready to have this in my hand. Now, of course, it's not just these, because you need 10,000 backers to make Omega Prime happen. But of course, he has tier unlocks. So the first one is his final weapon, the Matrix Blade, which he did use to defeat Galvatron in the final battle. And as you can see here, it's fucking huge. It's almost a foot taller than he is. And now I know it's Fortress Maximus' sword. Like, I get that. But I think this is a brand new sculpt. I don't think it's a reuse of the Legends. The one that came in the Legends line. Forgive my yawning, but it's a big sword. And I never had the Matrix sword, so I hope this gets backed enough to get the Matrix sword. Because I will display him with this. Absolutely will. Now, the second tier unlock is a display stand, which is based on the space bridge from RID. It's cool. I mean, you have two for Optimus and Ultra Magnus, and they can combine into one like road to drive on, like the space bridge. So that's actually pretty cool. I'm glad that he comes with a stand, but I'm not overly excited about it. It's neat, but if we miss this one, I'm not gonna be too upset about it. I would be shocked if we didn't meet this one though. So yeah, those are my quick thoughts on the Haslab Omega Prime. I'm really excited for this. I can't wait. I've already backed it. I backed it first day because of course I did. It is pricey. It's $250, but when you think about it, you get two really big dudes. You get a deluxe weaponizer, and they have a lot of functionality. So the price actually does make sense based on today's economy and how things work. It's going to be expensive, but I do think it's ultimately going to be worth the money. Now, I would love if the next HasLab was a Gigatron or RID Megatron with with 6 to 10 modes, depending on if to do regular or Devil. That's going to need a HasLab budget, and I do think this guy, going back, would not work at the Commander class retail because people would buy Optimus because Optimus. A year later, they have to wait for Ultra Magnus, and nobody's going to care at that point. So they could not do this at retail. It has to be HasLab, and I get it. And I know some people were like, I want Primus, I want a Generation 1 character. Transformers is more than just Generation 1. There's so many others, and this guy, being a Prime, being Optimus Prime's first combined mode that I know of, this really does make sense for the anniversary. So, I think this is a great pick. I think it's going to do really well. I think it's definitely going to meet all of its stretch goals. I hope there's a secret tier unlocked that we don't know about. Maybe some spy changers. Maybe Koji and Tai as little mini characters. We'll see. But I can't think of anything else that would go with Omega Prime. Because he's got the Matrix Blade, a display stand. Maybe no, he's got the Energon Matrix for both Optimus and Ultra Magnus. Yeah, nothing else really makes sense for him except maybe some effect parts. So we'll see what happens there. I would like to see, I'd love to see Team Bullet Train, the build team. I'd love to see a redone Ruination. I know they did Baldigus and Unite Warriors, but I'd like to see a properly painted Scourge. I'd love to see a new Skybite, uh, Slapper, Gas Skunk, Darkstream. I like to see all my RID characters. I've already mentioned Cyber, Export, and Prowl. So just give us that. You give us Toe Line of all people, but not Sideburn, Export, or Prowl. Come on. But regardless, thank you guys so much for listening today. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and stick around for more. Take care.